Hello my Bookhos. Let's check out all the projects that I made in 2022. Or most of them at least. Hello and welcome to Book Hoarding by Bianca. I'm Bianca and today I'm just going to walk through most of the projects that I made over 2022. There's going to be a lot of things that are ranging from costume builds to fashion school assignments to lace work that I have been slowly working my way through skill levels on. So let's just check out the crafts that I did. So I guess I made lavender pinstripe pants from Mood Mystery Kit that I got last year. I guess that was my first project of the year. So purple continues. I made a bunch of purple knitwear that I didn't take any video of because it was just for me around the house. And then another thing that I have not shared publicly is this pink silk REGENCY short stays from Red Threaded. Things I've made. I put together this doily PADME wedding dress, which is just made from tablecloths and doilies, which I thought was kind of funny. I made OPUS ELENAE'S Londinium hood, which was fun, and I made a couple for friends. Put together this tablecloth FEATHERINGTON outfit for some Bridgerton things that I did. Didn't do a video of it. SMOCKED POIRET coat. This was my Padme inspired smocked thing, and this was made from a sofa cover. I do have a full-length video about this process and a tutorial on doing this specific kind of smocking that you can check out on my channel. Other things that I did, BATUU bounding. I did a bunch of looks. I did the vest, my dress, masks, all the stuff for me and my husband ahead of Star Wars Celebration. You can see I had made that shirt actually the previous year in a knits class, but I did make the vest for him. I also remade my wedding dress, which I'd gotten stained, and made some Padme wedding lace to put on it. I made a High Republic clutch. Again, this is all Star Wars stuff because clearly for Celebration. I made a bunch of masks because we are in a pandemic, and I think they look really cute. They're really comfy. I put together a High Republic cosplay, and I just did some gentle embroidering, very basic stuff on this for the meetup. I also have my little like towel romper thing based on vintage pattern, which I have a full video of making. It's really simple and really comfy. I also have my robe a la Padme, which I also did a full video on if you want to check out how I made it and why it is the way it is. It was super comfy, and I really like it as like a cute little summer dress situation. I also made my PINWIPER, but that is part of the Victorian magazine video that you should totally check out. And it's just on my desk. It's so cute. I want to take a break to just thank you so much, patrons. You are the whole reason I can keep making stuff and keep documenting things and trying to share my knowledge as I go through fashion school. If you have not joined my Patreon yet, check it out. And back to the video. I also did a bunch of needlework projects that I just didn't do a ton with here because it's just fun needle and lacework projects. I did a whole sampler run where I was doing different stitches from a book, and I did the book review actually here. Made a little headband out of scraps. I also made a Moulin Rouge working windmill bag. The windmill does move, but I made that ahead of going to Moulin Rouge with a friend. I also did a bunch of embroidery for this apron that I used for my little hobbit that I put together, my, I guess, like Central American hobbit look, where I stored parts of like some dress that my dad had given me from El Salvador, along with some hobbit stuff. Speaking of Rings of Power, Galadriel, obviously this is around Lord of the Rings time. This is a fun one. So much silk. I made my red satin bias skirt for my sewing class, and then I took a a lace class in the fall, and I made a bunch of lace samplers. I also put together this Jane Austen inspired piece for an application, and I made a Sith holocron out of Battenberg. I made a fun little fall table runner, which I have a tutorial for, and I took another lace class where this is the sampler and I'm working through it. But this is my D&D Battenberg design that I made. I can't wait to share more about that collection with you. I made some jean shorts, which I don't have any photos of. I made my Watteau shirt, which I need to make the tutorial for, along with my high-waisted cute little hobbit pants, which I also need to make a tutorial for and make in fashion fabric. Oh my goodness, plaid shirts for the whole family because I had to make one for class, so why not make two and then make the bunnies suffer in photos with bandanas. I also made my first pair of jeans. and they are not great. I don't like the pattern that I used. I also made a yoked skirt in this bat wing jacket situation. I patterned and made both of these for a patterning class, actually. So hopefully you'll see more of this Count Chocula jacket. I kind of hate it, to be honest. Anyway, I also made this little vintage hat from Vintage Pattern that I have a shorts about because I love weird Pinterest things. And then I made my MINA HARKER dress, which actually I think the video came out this year, but technically I actually had finished this baby up last year. It was a process. And I also started my upcycled lace collar, which I'm actually not done with, but it is for a competition this year, so here's a preview. And I did a wrapping paper dress, which won me a little gift card. Wow, I kind of can't believe I made that many things, but I can because I like to have a lot of handwork and little things going while I'm watching TV or doing other things when I'm decompressing after work. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me through the years of different kind of crafts and cosplay and practice. And I hope to see you in 2023. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to make it so.